What is going on, good people? Hope everybody is doing well. It is your guy, Philip Edge, man. And you know, hey, it's New Year's, man. It's January 1st, so we had to jump on here and go live just for a few minutes and just chat with you and make sure we can set this not only day but set this year up real proper. We got to do the thing real proper. So I'm excited to be here. I'm not gonna be with you super long, but do got some things that I definitely want to share with you on today because I believe we all need that restart. You know what I'm saying? We all need that jump start so that we can get ourselves going. For those of you who do not know me, my name is everybody's Uncle Phil, and for the past 2 decades, I've been the go-to for people seeking wisdom, people seeking encouragement, and people just seeking the tools and the tips to get them over the hump. And that is why I'm here with you today. I've taken my passion, and I've really turned it into a mission. That mission to help you, right? To help you, and that's why we're here today. So hope everybody is doing well. And when I stop and when I think about this thing right here, we got a couple of things going on today, and let me go ahead and share with you what we got going on because you're gonna need to see it. So today we're gonna do this thing that we call story time. We're gonna do story time. Gotta tell you just a little story, probably one story that you've probably never heard before. So I'm gonna tell you that story real quick. After that, we're gonna do this thing that we call the winning play. I'm gonna give you some tips, y'all. I'm gonna give you some tips, and you're gonna like them. After that, we're gonna do a little segment that we call Ask Uncle Phil, and I got 5 questions that a couple of you have already submitted. So I'm gonna read over those questions and make sure that you get the answers. So hopefully that will help you. And then after that, man, I'm gonna give you what I call the winning charge. And this is gonna be the charge, and hopefully it's your charge to take you to this place of excellence. So I'm excited, man, and I hope that y'all are excited today because it is a good day. I told you that earlier. It's gonna be an amazing day. While you're watching, real quick, if you would go ahead in the comments box, just let me know where you're chiming in from, all that good stuff. I will respond. So make sure that you holla at your boy. So with that, it is what we call story time, y'all. It's story time. So, listen, this story that you've probably never heard, but I'm gonna share it with y'all anyways. Fresh out of college, I graduated, and I honestly I thought that it was time for me to conquer the world. I was ready. I had my degree, and I'd always been taught that if you had a degree, you could literally do everything, right? You could do everything because you got a degree, and I was fortunate to go to school, to graduate, and to get my degree. Now, in that process, some of you don't know, my wife Carrie, she actually graduated before I did. Right, she graduated in December. I didn't graduate until May. Now, the thing about graduating first, you get to pick and choose kind of where we're going. So my wife found and found and sought out a job with a nonprofit organization in Danville, Virginia. We were living in Louisville, Kentucky at that time, right? So Danville, Virginia, here we come. So my wife and our son Trey went down to Danville, Kentucky while I finished up school. And when I got done with school, it was time to, figure it out and get on back down to Danville. Now, the interesting thing about going to Danville, I went down there, listen to me, without a job. But I had a degree in hand. Let me say this again. I went down there without a job, but I had a degree in hand. Now I'm gonna tell you this: degrees are great. Degrees are great, but despite all of my ambition, even with a degree in hand, your boy couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a JLB. I mean, I was looking in the newspapers. I was doing all the ads. I was talking to everybody that I knew. Like in Danville, it was really not too many people, but I was trying to figure it out, right? And it seemed like every door that I knocked on, couldn't find a break. And you talk about frustration. My lady is there with my baby. We're in this apartment, and I can't provide anything to it. And if you don't know, for a man not being able to provide to the family, to what's going on, that's not good. It didn't feel good every single day to wake up and you didn't have anything to do. That didn't feel good at all. So I was working very, very hard to try to get a job, right? But I had my degree, right? So literally I'm going through the newspapers, and one day I found this opportunity. It was for a marketing job. I was an English major. Boom, right up my alley. I was excited, y'all. Went for the interview, put on the only suit that I had, went out for this interview, and when I went to the interview, man, listen, I secured the job. I was happy. And so I go my first day to start the job, and they're sharing with me what the job's all about. And what I found out was that the job was not necessarily marketing, not in the way that I had thought that a marketing job should be, right? This job was marketing companies, which was great. But y'all, what it really was is I was knocking door to door to people's homes to sell these $20 convenience cards. Now check this out. For every convenience card that I sold, I made a $7 commission. I know. $7 I made for every card that I sold. This was not the job that I had thought about when I was working and busting my butt and taking them exams and studying and writing those papers. I thought it was gonna be a whole lot more than knocking on doors to sell these $20 convenience cards. But every day, because I was trying to be productive, I got up and I went to this job that I honestly I did not like. I felt like I was way better than the job that I was actually doing at that particular moment in time. And in fact, while I was going, man, over the summertime, I'll never forget, there were so many days that I went out. Now listen to me, I didn't sell one card. So Greensboro, where I was going door to door, was about 30 minutes away from Danville, Virginia, where we were living. And the reality was this: I had to put gas in my 1996 Dodge Intrepid to get there. And when you don't sell any cards, do you understand how disheartening it was to be on there and not sell one card? I couldn't sell one card, y'all. I mean, man, this was not good at all. But I'm gonna tell you, I learned so many things in those days. I learned so much from driving to Greensboro on gas that I felt like I was putting on layaway, especially when I wasn't making any money. I learned so many things from those days where we were just eating ramen noodles. I learned something, right? I even learned this thing called the law of averages. Have y'all heard about the law of averages? Right? It basically is this: if you keep on knocking on doors, if you keep on knocking on doors, eventually, the numbers are going to work out in your favor, right? For every 10, you should get two. So I was learning this thing. But while I was in this job that I didn't want to be, I was learning resilience. I was learning patience. I was learning how to sell. I was learning that success does not come without sacrifice. Let me say it again: success does not come without sacrifice. See, listen, while I was going door to door knocking on people and they were hiding from me, I heard you in there. I heard you in the house hiding from me. I heard you in there saying, "Don't open the door." I heard you in there. While I was doing that, right? My pride was something was happening on the inside with me. What I didn't know, though, was that a full time teaching job was right around the corner for me. What I did know was that a corporate training job was right around the corner for me. What I did know was that I would one day be in front of audiences speaking and encouraging and leading people. I didn't know that. What I did know was that I would have a long time career. I didn't know these things while I was literally knocking on doors and being turned down for the $20 convenience card. So how does this relate to you? Well, it relates to you because this: not only was I learning resilience at the time, I was being taught patience. And listen, some of us need to learn patience right now. And every moment that I wanted to quit, but I didn't, watch this, it was preparing me for what was next. You're being prepared for what is next. Why do I say that? Because success isn't about how you start. Success is all about how you finish, right? Success is about how you finish. So I know some of you are like, oh man, I've never heard that story. You know what? Honestly, I think this was the first time that I've ever actually shared that story in a live format. But it's not just about me, it's also about you. Let me ask you, what doors are you knocking on right now? Right? What doors are you knocking on right now and it doesn't seem like anybody's opening? What doors are you knocking on right now and the weight has gotten so heavy because you know that there's more down the road? Listen, I want you to write that in the comments box down below, right? Let's talk about that, because in talking about that, I truly believe that it's gonna help us to learn what we need to do in moving forward. And that leads me to this thing that I call the winning play. The winning play. I hope y'all ready. I hope y'all ready. I hope y'all ready. I hope y'all ready. The winning play. The winning play. The winning play is actually pretty simple. The winning play is pretty simple. There are literally 5 specific things that I'm going to give you. These are 5 keys that you're going to need in your life. All right. You're going to need these 5 keys in your life. And as you get these 5 keys in your life, it's going to help you to be persistent and to move forward in life, right? Because at the end of the day, remember, winning starts here. So if winning starts here, we got to work to get your mind right. We got to work to get you focused here. And that's what these winning plays are all about. Here's the first play that you need to learn. Here's the first play that you need to learn. Listen. God, family, then everything else. Let me say it again so you can hear me. God, family, then everything else. Listen, we have to get to the place where our priorities are in order. Our priorities are clear. Because here's the thing, the clearer your priorities get, the clearer your path will get. That was good. That was good. Let me say it again. The clearer your priorities get, the clearer your path will get. When your priorities are all out of whack, yeah, so too is your path, right? It literally, it feels like you're bouncing every which way because you don't have your priorities intact. And that's what we're trying to do, right? If I asked you all, I said, listen, tell me what your priorities are in life. The majority of you would say, well, God, and then my wife, or my family, and then my job. I mean, that's what most of us would say, and that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. What I'm asking you, right, is even though we say that those are our priorities with our mouths, do our actions and in the form of our time, does it line up with what we say? Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Most of the time, the thing that you prioritize the most, you should be spending the most amount of time with, right? The thing that you prioritize the least, you should be spending the least amount of time with. At least that would make sense. But the way it works in real life is that's not how it happens. That's not what's going on, right? Like for me, I've said, God is first, right? But the truth of the matter is, I'm giving God a little bit in the morning, a little bit in the evening, right? A couple talks here and there, right? On a good day, right? Going doing my little church thing on a good day, right? Does that seem like that should be my number one priority if I'm spending just a little bit of time with it, right? Right? Family, right? Family. That's number 2 on my list, specifically my wife and then my children, right? That's number 2 on my list. But the reality, I might see my wife in the morning, might see my wife a little bit in the evening, right? And it's like that all week long, with the exception of our little date night that we go out and we spend extended amounts of time with each other. But the reality is, we're not spending that much time together. Even though I say with my mouth that she's a priority, my family is a priority, doesn't quite line up, does it? Right? What about work? What about work? Ah, yeah, that thing called work. Yeah, I'm there at least 10 hours, right? Yeah, 10 hours a day, Monday through Friday, right? Come home, might answer some emails, do some preparation, right? So even though this thing is down on the totem pole of priorities, it's getting all of my time. Now, I get it. We got to eat, right? I get it. You got to pay your bills. I understand that, right? But in looking at it, we still need to get our priorities a little bit more in order. And I like to do it this way. Instead of doing it by time, let me ask you this. How much effort are you giving when you are spending that time, right? How much effort are you giving to God? Like when I say giving effort, I mean like going in and being undisturbed and that being your time, right? How much effort are you giving to your spouse, your family? How much effort are you giving to them, right? How much effort are you giving in other things in life, including work? How much effort are you giving? So when I think about this first key in the winning play, it's not just about time. It's about number one, recognizing the priority, but number two, giving effort with the thing, right? Putting in effort, putting in work. You got to put in work, right? Because when you get your priorities in order, your path will also become clear. So that's key number one. Number two, I hope y'all ready for these. I hope y'all ready for these. Number two, we got to get clear in our vision. Let me say it again. We got to get clear in our vision. Listen, you cannot finish what you cannot see. Can I say it again? You cannot finish what you cannot see. See, in 2025 and moving forward, we have to be so clear in the vision, so clear in the direction, so clear in where we're going. Watch this, that when something else comes to distract you, you know that ain't it, right? Right now, many of us are being distracted by things that ain't it. Why? Because you don't truly know what your vision is. Listen to me. Blurry vision leads to blurry results. That was good. 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 I need to give myself one of those, right? Blurry vision leads to blurry results. You're not gonna get the results that you want when you're not clear in your vision. So we got to get clear in our vision. We got to get clear in the way that we think about our vision. We got to get clear in the way that we think about where we're going. And oh yeah, can I tell you this? It's probably not something brand new. Just because we got a new year don't mean you got a new vision, right? The vision is what the vision is. What I need you to do and what you need you to do, you need to complete the task at hand. You need to finish what you started, right? What is the vision? What is the thing that you are working on right now that you know that you have to get done, right? Please get anchored in that thing. The reason I need you to get anchored in that thing is because when the next current comes or the next wave of stuff comes, you won't be tricked or bamboozled to think that's it and try to jump on the next trend, right? Or try to jump on the current thing. We don't got to jump on the current thing. We just have to be in the process of finishing and completing the thing that we have been assigned to. So number one, God, family, and everything else, get those priorities in order. And number two, you got to get clear on your vision. You got to get clear on your vision. What's number three? Number three. Here it is. Here it is. Stay anchored. Let me say it again. You have to stay anchored. Listen, storms are going to come in your life. And I'm not talking necessarily rain. I'm talking distractions. Distractions are going to come. Now imagine yourself being a boat, right? On the ocean. When the storm comes, waves come, right? And if you are not anchored down, it will take your little boat and it will move you out into places that you don't even know where you are. This is why it's so important for us to anchor down. We have to anchor down when life gets crazy. We have to anchor down when life gets wild. We have to anchor down when things don't seem steady. We have to anchor down when you might not even be ready. You got to anchor down. What are you anchoring down on? Right? What are you anchoring down on? For me, I'm just being honest. I got to anchor down on my faith. I got to anchor down on my faith, right? I got to anchor down on my faith. because in anchoring down on my faith, it gives me the foresight, the clarity of mind. It gives me what I need so that I'm not thrown every which way. Why? Because I'm anchored. My question for you is, are you anchored? Are you anchored where you need to be in life? Like that's just being for real. Cause if you're not anchored, I'm telling you right now, 25 or whatever year it is, listen, it's coming, right? It's coming. Every year comes, right? Literally, it comes and it gives you things that you did not plan for. You weren't expecting that to happen. You weren't. You didn't want that to happen. You didn't. But if you weren't anchored, that same thing that came, and it could have destroyed you, could have taken you off course, could have flipped you off kilter, right? So you got to be anchored in. You got to be anchored because when you're anchored in, listen, then you can do what you need to do. But don't be distracted, y'all, by the stuff that's coming your way. Get anchored in, right? Get anchored in. Let me ask you, what keeps you anchored when life gets out of hand? What keeps you anchored, right? In the chat right now, I want you to let me know what is the thing that is keeping you anchored right now. I told you me, right? My faith keeps me anchored, and y'all, Carrie Edge keeps me anchored, right? She don't let my head get too big. She don't let my head get too small. She keeps me right there, right in line. She keeps me anchored. My kids keep me anchored. My grandkids keep me anchored. When I don't want to go to the gym, Kai keeps me anchored. He said, Dad, your belly is getting too big. It keeps me anchored. Y'all got to understand, you got to have those things and those people in your lives that are going to keep you anchored. So just reviewing real quick, I told you when we're speaking about the winning play, the first thing, it's all about God, family, and everything else, right? The second thing I told you, you got to get clear on your vision. You got to get clear on your vision. The third thing that I spoke to you about, I said, you got to stay anchored. You got to stay anchored, all right? Now, we're getting ready to move into a couple of things because I got two more for you. That honestly, I believe these two things are legitimate to help ensure that you don't wind up in this place again. I'm not saying this is a bad place, right? But listen to me. Where you are right now should be the worst you should be all year. Yeah, yeah, that was good right there. That was good right there. Where you are right now should be the worst that you should be all year. All right. So the winning play, the fourth key here, you got to make progress every single day. Make progress. Now, that doesn't mean you got to cross the finish line every single day, but you have to be on the journey moving towards that thing every single day. Listen, progress doesn't always feel fast, right? Progress doesn't always feel fast, but here's the thing, it's always moving forward. It's always moving forward, right? As long as you are putting forth the effort, right, to push yourself forward, right, to give the effort, right, as long as you're doing those things, you are making the effort and you are moving in the direction that you need to go, So make progress every single day. Let me ask you. What's one daily thing that you can commit to for 2025 to push you forward? What's one thing that you can commit to? I'll tell you my little secret. All right, this is my secret for 25. You ready? I'm committing to going to the gym parking lot every single day. You hear me? Yeah. I didn't say I'm going to the gym every single day. I said I'm committing to going to the gym parking lot every single day. Y'all know why I'm going to the parking lot, right? Listen, I'm going to the parking lot because I'm believing that if I take the time to get to the parking lot, then in my mind I might just say, you know what, I'm already here. I've already driven here. I may as well go ahead and just walk in the doors and let me get at least 5 minutes in, right? And I'm just believing that once I get started and once the sweat starts moving a little bit and the bones start going, right, that 5 minutes might turn into 10 minutes, and that 10 minutes might turn into 30 minutes, right? And that 30 minutes might turn into 45 an hour, right? But it all starts with making a commitment. My commitment isn't to work out. My commitment is just to get to the parking lot. Because I believe if I get to the parking lot, yeah, yeah, you're getting it now. You're getting it now. So for you, what is the one thing that you can commit to doing daily that is going to help you to make progress on your goals, right? What are you going to commit to daily? I don't need you to do a big thing. I don't need you to do a whole lot. I mean, think about it. For me, I told you, all I'm doing, all I'm doing is going to the parking lot. What's your version of that? What's your version of just going to the parking lot? What does that look like for you, right? I'm hoping and I'm believing that once you get the momentum going, it's gonna be like a snowball, and literally once that thing starts moving, you're not gonna be able to stop it. Listen. Small things done consistently produce big results. Let me say it again. Small things done consistently produce big results, right? You lose a pound a month, right? You're like, a pound a month, that's not a lot. But that's 12 pounds, right? Right? Over 2 years, that's 24 pounds, right? That, I mean, that it doesn't seem like a lot at all, but over time, that thing adds up. So don't always try to swing for the home run. Sometimes it just needs you to get on base. All right. So remember, God, family, everything else. Remember getting clear on your vision. Remember staying anchored. Remember making progress daily. And the last thing I'm going to say is this, and hear me. We have to keep our standards high. Keep your standards high. I was out in the basketball court not too long ago playing basketball, and these kids had lowered the basketball goal, right? So it wasn't 10 foot, it was probably 7.5, 8 feet, right? And they were literally having a slam dunk contest on 7.5, 8 feet goals, and they were looking right, and they were so proud of themselves because they were dunking on 7.5, 8 feet, right? And on one hand, they were like, yes, we have taken the height of the goal and we've lowered it to something that everybody could accomplish, 7.5, 8 feet. So now everybody's dunking, right? But can I tell y'all that that did not impress me? Because literally, in taking the goal from 10 feet to 7.5, 8, listen, this is what you did. You lowered the standard. So if the standard is 10, the thing that would impress me is if you're, 5 foot 7.5 and you're dunking on 10 feet, right? It doesn't impress me when you're 5 foot 7.5 and you're dunking on, 7.5, 8. That doesn't impress me because the standard has already been set. Listen to me. Do not lower your standards to try to get what you think is a better result. Let me say it again. Do not lower your standards to get what you think is a better result. Just because you're dunking on 7.5 feet does not mean you're LeBron James now. Does not mean you're Vince Carter now. Does not mean you're Michael Jordan, right? Why? Because it's not impressive because you weren't achieving it at the standard. So I'm asking you, what is your standard? Don't lower that thing, right? If you say your standard as you're looking for a job is this, keep it there. If you're saying your standard for pay is this, keep it here. If you're saying your standard is here for your relationship, keep it here. Don't lower your standards, right? Don't lower your standards. Why in the world would you settle for good enough? Don't do that. Listen, I believe, listen to this. You will always have what you settle for, right? You will always have what you settle for. So, if you want something amazing, don't settle for something aight. If you want something that's here, don't settle right here. I'll never forget. I'll never forget. A while back, I was looking for a car, and I taken this car and I put it on the wall. Taking this car, put it on the refrigerator. I was telling everybody that I'm going to get that car. I did, and literally, it was probably 2 years, right? That I was telling everybody that I was going to get that car, and I'll never forget that one day that car just came about, right? And I wound up getting that car unintentionally, right? Matter of fact, it was the car after my '96 Dodge Intrepid. It was the next car after that. I wasn't expecting the car, right? Right? But I was believing for the car, right? I didn't know when it was coming, but I knew that it was coming down the road, right? I had it on the refrigerator, I had it everywhere. So when I got it, it wasn't a surprise to me. Listen, what are you expecting to come your way? What are you expecting? Because I tell you, you will always have what you settle for. So if you want the BMW, right? Don't settle for the Yugo. They both get you from A to B, but that just might not be what you want. But you will always have what you settle for. Think about this. Keep your standards high in everything that you do. Let me ask you, what is one standard that you refuse to compromise on this year? Right? What's one standard that you're like, I'm not transitioning. I'm not doing nothing. This is the thing. I'm gonna stand on this right here. I'm gonna keep this going, and I'm gonna keep believing until this thing shows up. What's that one thing? What's that one standard that you're like, I'm not changing that. Right? Think about that. Think about that. Think about what that is and what that looks like for you. Okay. All right. All right. So hopefully that made sense. Hopefully that made sense, and I'm hoping that that was something that was really really good for you, and you can use those plays. You can use those plays. But now it's time to move to our next segment. It's called Ask Uncle Phil. It's called Ask Uncle Phil. And with Ask Uncle Phil, these are questions that people have come and they have literally asked me, right? So because these folks have asked me all these questions, now it's my job to make sure that I ask you the questions, that I ask you the questions and share them with you so we can actually have some conversation. So there are 5 questions. I just want to throw them at you real quick. First question says, how do you stay focused when distractions pop up? Let me say it again. How do you stay focused when distractions pop up? Y'all listen. Distractions are going to pop up. That they are. But I want you to understand that your focus is not about blocking distractions. Can I say it again? Your focus isn't about blocking distractions. Your focus is all about prioritizing the things that matter. Can I say it? Right? Can I say it one more time for you? It's not about being able to say, oh, there's a distraction coming. Let me block this distraction. It's about really being able to say, no, I'm going to stay focused on the things that are a priority to me. And if I stay focused on the things that are a priority to me, guess what? The things that are coming as a distraction, they won't distract you. They won't get you off kilter. They won't bother you at all. Why? Because I ain't letting that bother me. I'm gonna be literally like a Kentucky Derby horse, literally focused on what I got going on. I'm not worried who's to the right or who's to the left. I'm trying to run and get to the finish because I'm focused, right? So when we think about distractions, because they're gonna pop up, y'all. It's called life. It's gonna pop up. But just because life pops up and distractions pop up, that doesn't mean that you need to give it your attention. Why? Because I'm going to prioritize the things in my life that matter. So I hope that made sense for you. Hope that made sense. Second question, John. This is your question. John says, "What's one habit you'd recommend we build in 2025?" What's one habit you recommend we build in 2025? Um, I would say the habit of showing up daily, right? I need you to just show up. I'm just being honest with you. If we can get into the place where we're just showing up, right? Remember what I said about the gym, right? I want to go to the gym, but my goal is not to go to the gym. My goal is just to get to the parking lot, because I know if I drive to that parking lot, right? I got a high probability that I'm gonna walk inside the gym. So the habit that I want you to build this year, the habit that I want you to grow this year is literally just show up, right? Just show up daily. Because if you show up, things can change. If you show up, life can shift. You have everything that you need to not only help you, but to help other people. But you got to show up. You got to be there to make it happen, right? And here's the other thing, and I probably should have said this: show up consistently. That I think that's the big one. Show up consistently. I don't need you just to show up to be showing up. I need you to show up with intention, and I need you to make a habit of being there every single day. Show up, right? One thing that I'm doing with our live show, right? Winning starts here. I'm making a commitment to show up and to create an atmosphere one time a week where I can come, I can answer questions, right? I can share stories. I can do what I do, right? Because I believe that if I can do what I do, it's not only going to help me, I'm also believing that it's going to help you, right? See, for me, I'm in a goal this year, right? I got a goal to help 100,000 people, right? I want to help people to know that they matter, that they worth it, and they're capable. They have everything that they need to be successful. But if I show up every single day will be one more step towards getting to that 100,000 people, right? By the way, if you like what you're hearing and you have not shared this out, if you are not commenting, go ahead and share this out. You are also a part of the mechanism that's going to help me to reach 100,000 people. So go ahead, hit that share button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and please go ahead and comment on the page. So question number one was, how do you stay focused when distractions pop up? Question number two, what's one habit you recommend we build in 2025? Question number three, Stacy, she says, I think it's a she. How do I handle setbacks without losing momentum? That's a good one right there. How do I handle setbacks without losing momentum? Um, let me answer that by saying this. First of all, I believe we have to redefine what a setback actually is. Okay, we have to redefine what a setback is. A setback is not a failure. Let that marinate for a second. A setback is not a failure. All a setback is a lesson that you're learning and feedback that you're being given. That's a gift, y'all. And I don't know about you, but when you get a gift, you should say thank you, right? That is a gift. So I don't want you to think about failures as like, oh man, it's over and done with. No, just a little bit of feedback that you're getting. It's just a lesson that you're learning. Now here's the thing. What are you gonna do with that lesson? What are you gonna do with that information that you just received? My hope is that you learn from it and you grow from it. Okay? That's my hope, is that you learn from it and that you grow from it. And if you do that, you shouldn't lose momentum, right? A detour don't mean you off the course. It just meant you had to go a different way. Detours can also be good, because if you take the detour, that means you don't have to sit in traffic. Oh, I hope you felt that right there. You don't got to sit in traffic. You took the detour. May take just a few minutes longer, right? Because you took the detour. But in taking the detour, it's gonna get you back on the pathway, back on the journey. So I hope that answers your question right there. How do I handle setbacks without losing momentum? They're not. It's not failure, right? It's not failure. It's feedback. It's a lesson. But you got to keep on going. Got to keep on going. All right. Two more questions. Two more questions. What if my vision feels overwhelming? What if my vision feels overwhelming? That's a good one. Hmm. What if my vision feels overwhelming? This is what I say. All of us, the vision that we're given, it's a big vision. It better be a big vision, right? It better be a big vision. It better be huge. It better be huge, right? It better be so big that when you look at it, you're like, man, there ain't no way that I can do this thing by myself. And you're absolutely right. You should not be able to accomplish it by yourself, right? You're gonna need other people who are gonna be there to help you, to support you, to pick you up, to lean on, right? You're going to need that. Here's the truth of the matter: is big goals are achieved in small steps. Big goals are achieved in small steps. So what I need you to do, instead of focusing on how big it is and how overwhelming it is, I want you to focus on just winning today. What can you do today? What small step can you take today? What thing can you accomplish today so that when you lay your head down on your pillow, lay your head on your pillow. Like when you, oh my bad, y'all, I just had a flashback. When you lay your head on your pillow, you know that you have done everything that you can. That should be the goal. Just win the day, right? If you win the day, the rest is gonna take care of itself. But you got to win the day. You got to win the day. You got to keep on going, right? See if you can win the day. Again, you shouldn't be overwhelmed because you've come to grow and understand that big goals are achieved in small steps. Ain't nothing wrong with taking a small step. You don't have to do the long jump every single time out there. Just take a little step. That's what you need. So hopefully that worked for you. Last question. Last question. How do I keep my standards high when others settle? Ooh, how do I keep my standards high when others settle? Yeah, that's a good one right there. Um, I'm gonna answer it this way: your standards are about you, not them. It ain't about them. This is about you. Watch this. The vision that you were given, it was given to you, not them. I don't expect them to understand. I don't expect them to have an answer. I don't expect them to have a solution. You know why? Because the problem was given to you. The vision was given to you, right? So because it's given to you, I can't be worried about what everybody else is doing. They're Look, that ain't my business. Let them worry about what they got going on with their stuff, and you worry about what you got going on with your stuff, because your standards, they're about you, not about them. So just because everybody else is dunking on 7.5 feet, that don't mean that you lower your goal too. Now you keep on working, keep on doing them calf raises, you keep on doing them squats, you keep on doing whatever you need to do, right? Because eventually, even though you might only be able to dunk on 7.5, 8 right now, when you keep on working, 10 is coming. 10 is coming. So don't settle for good when great is your lot. Yep. Don't settle for good when great is your lot. Jim Collins said it best. He says, good is the enemy of great. So we got to stop settling. We got to stop settling. All right. So those are my questions for the day. Those are the questions for the day. I hope they blessed you. I hope they blessed you. I hope they made sense for you. And yeah, I'm excited about these things, man. I'm excited about the questions. I'm excited about what we got going on. I'm excited about where we are, right? And you should be also. You should be also. Now, I'm gonna say this. If you have another question, go ahead, put your question inside of the comments box. Let me know, right? And as you put the question in the comments box, I'll do my best to either answer it inside of the actual comments, and or maybe during our next show, I'll be able to do a little something and read your question, right? Maybe I'll read your question. That might be a good thing. I can just read yours, and we can see what we got going on there. All right, sound good? Oh yeah, I can't leave you like this though. I can't leave you like this. I have something that I call the winning charge. The winning charge, and the winning charge is good, but I want to talk to you about this winning charge right here, because the winning charge, I truly believe, is a good thing. So just listen to me. Just listen to me. It doesn't take faith to start, right? It doesn't take faith to start, but it does take faith to finish. Anybody can get excited about the start of something new. I mean, many of us right now, we're excited about, 2025 or the new year. We're excited about that, right? All of us, we love new beginnings because they're shiny, right? They're fun. We got so many things going on, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. For us, right? When we think about where we're going, it doesn't necessarily require us to see the full picture. It doesn't. You know what breaks most people apart is the middle of the road. We start good, but we quit in the middle. It's messy in the middle, right? In the middle, that's where the momentum slows us down, right? Door won't open, so we just go ahead and quit. Rejection feels a little bit louder than your purpose. Where? In the middle, right? See, I remember when I was walking down those streets in Greensboro, North Carolina, when I was knocking on those doors, right? When I was trying to sell those $20 convenience card, and all I kept on hearing was no, 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 I'm not interested. I'm not interested, or just silence because they was hiding in the back room, right? You know what kept me going? What kept me going wasn't a paycheck. What kept me going, what was not selling a $20 convenience card. What kept me going was something bigger than that, right? What kept me going was something on the inside, right? Why do I say that? Because some days I wasn't selling no cards, right? What kept me going was really being able to understand that I'm not done yet. I'm not finished. So I know somebody's listening to me right now, right? You're in your Greensboro season, to where you know that you have so much more on the inside of you, and it feels like you're in a less than position, right? You might be knocking on doors right now, but here's the thing, you're showing up, right? And even though you're showing up, it just feels like nothing is changing. You might be there right now, but I want you to hear me loud and clear. Listen, your season of knocking on doors is not in vain. Let me say it again. Your season of knocking on doors is not in vain. Listen, every door, every rejection, every disappointment, listen, it's laying a brick under your feet right now, right? And as it lays bricks underneath your feet, you are building something, right? You're building something, and listen, you can't even see what's being built right now. You're not just walking, you're working. And it's okay to be in a season of working. You're not just surviving. Listen, you're stacking. You're stacking those bricks up. And every single step you take, every single knock on the door that you make, listen, every single no that you hear, it's pushing you closer to the door that's going to swing wide open for you. There's a door that is going to swing wide open for you. You haven't seen it yet. But you got to keep on pushing towards that door that's swinging towards you. Here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. Listen, you got to stay in the game. You, you you can't quit. You got to stay in the game, right? Don't pack up your tools, right? Don't take your ball back, right? Don't do that. Don't get tired just yet, right? Don't stop showing up because you don't see the results, right? You got to keep on moving. You got to keep on moving. Hear me. The finish line is closer than you think. The finish line is closer than you think. I'm telling you this. I remember in the Bible there's a story about a man named Noah, right? And God told Noah, he said, Noah, listen, I need you to go build an ark, right? Now he told Noah to build an ark not because it was raining. Honestly, they had never even seen rain up until this point in time, right? And Noah was like, this doesn't even make sense. I don't even know what this thing is that you want me to do. But it didn't stop him from moving forward and building this ark. There were people who were laughing at him. Like, what is he doing? Why is he building this thing, right? But just because the people laughed at him did not stop him from moving forward, right? The sky outside, it was sunny outside, right? But Noah was like, nah, it's going to rain. It didn't stop him from building, right? It didn't stop him from moving forward. Just because what he saw didn't match the expectation, that didn't stop him from keeping going. And just because what you're not seeing isn't matching your expectation, that shouldn't stop you from moving and going either. Listen, Noah understood something. And I want you to hear this. When you're called to build, you keep building until rain shows up. Yeah, you just keep on building until the rain shows up. Listen, I know somebody's watching this right now, right? 2025 is your rain year. You got to hear that right now. 2025 is your rain year. But the question is this: will you still be building when the rain comes? Be standing on your post? Will you still be swinging your hammer, driving the nail? Will you still be showing up when it feels like nothing is happening? Will you still be there? See, I want to make this very plain and simple for you. Listen, your consistency will create your breakthrough. Your consistency will create your breakthrough. Listen to this. Your discipline will unlock your destiny, right? And your refusal to quit will write your victory story. So we gotta hear this. We gotta understand this. So this week, this month, this year, just need you to stay in the game. I need you to keep on knocking on those doors. I need you to keep on showing up. I need you to keep on building. Listen, winning doesn't start when the crowd shows up, right? Winning doesn't start when the paycheck clears. Winning doesn't start when the spotlight hits. No, that's not when winning starts. Winning starts here. And listen to me, it starts with you. So, fam, listen to me. All I want you to do all week long, I want you to strive to move forward so that you can win. Because winning doesn't happen at the starting line, it happens when you refuse to stop before the finish line. And I hope you take that with you. All I need you to do is finish strong. That's it. Just finish strong. So, with that being said, my friends, gotta bring the music back. Gotta bring the music back. Because we have made it to the end. Yeah, this has been Winning Starts Here. Every week, y'all. It's gonna bring you something kind of fresh, something motivating, something to keep you going, something to keep you encouraged. You know why? Because I believe in you. With that being said, we'll holler at you on the next go round. Remember, winning starts here. Peace.